All right. On this week's episode of the MentalEdge Podcast, your hosts,
Fernando Lopez
and Jay Casey, ask the question, men, why have you given up all of the things that you love? And then right in the middle of some of the greatest content we have ever created, we experience an equipment failure. But don't worry, fellas, because we got that bootleg backup coming your way.
Without further delay.
Ask me again.
What did
If we're recording.
Are we recording?
Yeah. Of course.
So we're going to keep the, what'd you call those things over the mics?
So I took them off.
Yep.
And
you liked it?
And it's fine. I don't know. I'm going to probably bless myself for Christmas and get us some more proper boom stands, because I don't want, like, we're filming right now and this is in front of my pretty face. And,
hold on, let me try like this.
Yeah. So,
all right. Oh my goodness.
Because I like looking at you. I want to look at you more.
Yeah. Crazy week, right?
Crazy week. Crazy couple days for me at work too. I wonder, how's your work going? How's not
good.
Work, but I mean life. How's everything going?
Everything's going well and different. And yeah, it's different, but it's still good. And I am just, you know what? There's so many people that have it so much worse that I'd be complaining. I hear myself. If I was to complain, I would just laugh and say, "What? Really?"
I love that. Really,
really.
When someone says something, they're like, "Really?"
Yeah. I
love that.
So many things going on in this world. So many people have it worse off. Anything I would be complaining about would probably be a first world problem.
A first world problem. I like that. One of my favorite things, I think I heard someone say, "Well, how you doing?" And I heard someone say, "Better than I deserve."
Ooh.
I'm like, dang, I kind of like that, man.
Love it.
Because
awesome.
It's a bass-ackward way of saying I'm blessed. Whoops, we just got kicked off two Christian radio stations.
Yeah, I heard another guy say, I don't want to act like an ass-trick.
See? Mm-hmm. Little play on words there.
Yeah, little play on words.
Yeah, you're getting it in without getting in the sin.
What was the one? Hey, you got to tell that joke you just told me a little while ago. Polar bear.
So this is how tonight started. Junior came in and started telling jokes to my 10-year-old, which are awesome.
Yep. Oh, you want me to tell one?
Yeah, tell one.
So how do you catch a squirrel?
Junior, how do you catch a squirrel?
You act like a nut.
It's guaranteed to happen.
Guaranteed to happen. Yeah.
Period.
Period. In that order. All right.
Well, yeah, I'm also, Junior's very in touch with, Fernando's very in touch with younger generations. I'm impressed with what he's absorbing. And you know how you're doing it, I think? I think you listen.
Yeah.
It's humongous, right?
You got to, yep.
Because I would share sometimes things that Ryder would say.
Yeah.
And people thought they're amazing. And my thought was, I appreciate your like, but I think your kid would appreciate your listen.
Yeah.
Because they're all saying it.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're dropping some bombs, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're making me. So here's
they're
my
super
joke.
witty. Super witty.
Your kids?
The generation
yes.
now. They're really witty. I love that.
And one of these days, I want to do. I'm so glad you said that, man.
Why?
You give me chills all the time.
What happened?
I want to talk about the generations. When, like, X, Y, Zeta, Beta. I don't know what they're calling the new kids, because they're talking about the new generation as a return to, like, Ryder's generation, as a return to a more simple life.
Makes sense.
And you talking about 5G gonna make that a struggle.
Yeah. Okay. In that order. Oh my God. All right. Man. So yeah. No, I think that will definitely, we're going to touch on that topic. And I can't wait. That's going to be great. And for everyone listening, I just want to say I have a great friend in Jay Casey, man. Today, remember what I told you about the bat phone? Yeah. Dude, I called, you answered, I text you, you text me back, and I just want to let you know in front of God and everybody, man, I appreciate you like crazy.
Man, I love you too. I mean, let's just say it, right? Yep. I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, dude. Like, and I think that's why I enjoy coming and doing this podcast. I enjoy coming and having conversation with you. It just makes me an all-around better guy.
And I feel the same way.
Yep,
You're inspiring a lot out of me. You know, I was going to tell you something, and I want to get off track. I know we got a timer. We got some things we got to do in life, right? Okay. So we got to fit it in and get it in. That's what we like everything about being a man is like that. But I used to have a problem with people giving me compliments.
Okay. I still do, man. You got to help me out now.
It's weird, right? Well, so here's what happened to me one time. Someone came to me and they said something so incredibly nice, and because I don't know what the spirit is me that would be like, I was so dismissive and I almost shushed them. Mm-hmm. And then I walked away, and I've never heard the voice of God, but I hear these, and what I heard was, why did you think that nice thing that he said was about you? Like, and then my head went, oh, what if he's struggling with saying nice things to people, and I just shut him down?
Right. Dang. Yeah.
I'm like, well, and then why don't you like yourself enough to receive something nice? Dang, bro. So I just wanted to.
That was just a little. That was a little bit into the mind of Jay. Well, Casey.
Yeah, no wonder I've been stopping at green lights. Bad, right?
Good stuff. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I love that. But yeah, it might have not been about you. And there's times where I literally tell myself, man, say something nice to somebody. Don't walk past that guy with your head down. Say something nice to somebody instead of just walking past them and like not saying nothing at all. Try not to make eye contact. I'm like, it kind of weird, ain't it? Like,
it is, yeah.
When you think about it, you're walking past all these people all day, and you're literally trying to avoid them.
That's right. Have you? So let's.
I've done it a lot.
Have you seen someone you knew, and you're just like, oh, I'm not in a commitment at this moment, and I don't know how long this. So you duck and run.
Yeah, hide behind the cooler at Walmart.
Yeah. Have that ever happened? And then you get like found?
Oh, that's the
Fernando.
Yeah. Oh, hey. See you to see ya. But yeah, it's happened. I don't like that about myself sometimes, but yeah, you're right. You said something about commitment. What'd you say?
So like
right now,
you're afraid. Like I have, and I had this conversation with another friend who I love, and he said that sometimes he would make plans with people on the phone, and then as he was hanging up, he immediately regretted it because it's something you have to do now, and it's going to be work. And I mean, imagine it's just easier not to do things. Yeah, it's easier not to connect.
Yeah. We're not going to get off into this. I think this could be a future podcast, but because there are so many different type of people, I was just talking about this the other day with someone. You have some that pour into you. You have some that you're pouring into.
Yeah.
And you have some that are like completely just sucking everything out of you, right? So, you know, depending on the type of person that sees you, you're probably one of those.
You're probably making that calculation pretty quickly.
Yeah. Really quick.
That's a whole other. Yeah. You're so right.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to go there in the future, but not today. So if you just joined us, I do want to say, and you get everything that we're doing here. Jay was so gracious. Like at one point when we started talking about doing the podcast and marketing the book and doing all this, Jay said, I'm giving away the book for free. And I'm like, what? For free? I mean, this stuff is gold. And he was like, yeah, man, if one person gets something from it, that's what I want. I'm like, all right, man, you know, and the podcast, it's free as well. The only payment we ask is that if you do get something from the podcast, if you get something from this conversation that you like and share it, tell somebody about it so that they can, they can receive too. Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't think you talk about it enough at all. About the nuggets that are coming out of this thing.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping,
and I appreciate that.
I'm hoping, like I told you, I'm going to get to talk about it a little bit, and so I'm hoping, like, to get it on something that everyone can see. Mm-hmm. You can't give it away for free all the time.
No, I get it.
So for the first 5 days, every 90 days, I want to give it away for free. Someone told me the other day, well, you know, and I think they're right. Like if you give things away for free all the time, people, since they have no skin in the game, they'll just say thanks and they won't even read it.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case all the time. And I know after those 5 days, then it'll be as I call it the price of a latte instead of a latte. It's not going to be a lot, you know, because I talk about that in the book a little bit. People are taking money from us all the time, or they want your email, or they're trying to get something out of you, and I think that would be a little bit hypocritical, based on the message.
I like it. So. Good stuff, man. So what do we got today?
Well, so I sent you that thing you do. And what I was talking about when I sent that to you was there's a portion of the book where I talk about men who've given up doing some of the things they love, and in some cases, all of the things they love. And what's the true victim in that situation is there's a really good chance that thing you do you love is actually a part of your attractive qualities. It puts a shine in you. A spark of life is in you because you do it. And then life becomes more complicated, and it's just not easy to get it done. In fact, it becomes a source of animosity. You know, in a relationship, all of a sudden you're competing because you haven't figured out how to keep it weaved in your life and pick up the slack and pick up the work related with all the other new commitments. The tragedy is usually guys just abandon what they love.
Yeah. I think you gave me an example of that, didn't you?
Yeah. Let me think. Like I have friends who want to play slow pitch softball. I enjoyed some slow pitch softball, right? You find most of your like a guy like Brian Constanders. No, he's going to still play baseball. By the way, I want to tell you something. Yeah. He was better than me when I was a senior. He probably should have. I'm going to tell you this right now, Brian. Every time I make an error, he'd go, tank. and you know, at a different time in my life, I would have been like, well, you know, guess what? He was better than me. But I got the nod because I was a senior. Yeah. But I would see guys, you know, not of his caliber, many of my former athletes, on that softball field. It's like a glory ground, you know. You kind of reclaiming a little bit of your glory.
I get it.
Most of those guys want to play 5 nights a week in the middle of the season. Now, 3 is the standard, and then a tournament on the weekend.
Wow.
Now, come on, man. You're in for a world of hurt in the relationship world. Yeah. If your family life revolves around you running around in some short pants with a bigger ball. You're in trouble, man.
Right.
It's destined to fail.
Yeah.
So that was one of the exampple that popped in my head. You got any examples?
No, that was a good one, man. That was really good. I was not expecting that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You mean examples of doing things that could possibly mess up the relationship?
Yeah, or things, you know.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff like, yeah.
Because, you know, even new relationships or older, it does, you know, it really doesn't matter. It's just, it's almost a learned behavior for men because of the template pushed on them that they just can't do all the things they want. And that's kind of silly and sophomorish. And it's not really it's only going to cost us money. And, you know, why is it so important? Aren't we enough? There's a million things that would attack you keeping that in your life if you're not a great time manager.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I did mention this to you earlier, but I am not really good at time management. And sorry about that. I thought I had on vibrate. So I am not a good time at time management, but I'm getting way better.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah. I mean, think about it. I was only 8 minutes late today.
Oh yeah,
30 minutes late before.
This is I love the relaxedness. Of when we, you know, this thing up.
And I think like there's a couple things that happened to me in my life, and I think while I'm having this conversation, more stuff will pop up. But so I'm kind of freestyling right here because I didn't expect to talk about like the time part of it. But time is super important to some, and to some not as important.
Yeah. There you go. Oh my gosh.
But I am. I feel like I am on. I feel like I'm not on the popular side though, because I am. Time really isn't. I think like there's a construct to time that sometimes that I feel. Some people are like, yeah, if you're 5 minutes, or if you're on time, you're 5 minutes late. Like they have that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think that's some type of saying and I'm thinking to myself, man, culturally for me, it wasn't like that growing up. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I know that I catch a lot of slack for it. There's so many times I've heard, oh man, don't worry, Fernando will be here. He's on Puerto Rican time. And I'm just like, but, in the defense of Puerto Ricans across the world, man, like there's a lot of Puerto Ricans that are always on time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure why that saying comes about, but yeah, for whatever reason, I hear that and I'm like, what? But I don't want to be the guy that like leads that revolt about being late. But yeah, I think I feel, I don't know.
I think that you have a luxury as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And most people's time, respect can be directly related to getting a paycheck based on showing up on time.
Right. Awesome. I love that you said that because it just reminded me of something else. So when I am not on time and let's say I say, hey, Jay, I'm going to pick you up at 8:00, right? And you got other stuff you got to do. So me and you're going to hang out from, 8 to 9 o'clock or whatever. But at 9 o'clock, wife's coming home. You got other things that you're going to do with the family, right? Yep. Or put them to bed, whatever. So I waltz in at 8:45 and still expect to spend an hour with you. Now I think that's disrespectful.
Okay, like I said in the beginning, we had this problem with these technicalities, with this machine that we be using. So when we lost the machine, we started to panic, but no, we okay, right? Because we got the GoPro rolling. So I take the audio from the GoPro, and now you got basically like a bootleg, like when you're watching a movie you got from your friend for $2, and this dude stand up to go get more popcorn. But it's better, right? Because this content's good. We love you. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? I think that would, unless there's like the unseen.
I can understand.
Yeah. I understand it. Not sure how I got off on this whole time.
No, it's important because if you want to keep you have to start making choices. Okay, right. Choices. I mean, there's another. Just making choices is a whole other episode.
Right.
But like I said, I used to play softball. Notice I said used to. It was fun. It wasn't my passion. I think you're blessed in life if one of the things you love to do that you can carve out time for is taking care of yourself, because you're killing two birds with one stone.
Okay.
Right? A guy that says, hey, I got to have 45 minutes in the gym, babe. That's my thing.
Right.
Wow. That thing has a dual benefit. It's his thing, and there's obvious physical benefits, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
That's phenomenal. But like, I was going to tell you, like, playing guitar here, okay, in my house. Like, we're in a room where I play guitar, right?
Yep.
I learned that I kind of got to do that. I do it probably every day. Sometimes, Junior, I do it while I'm cooking. I will literally have a guitar, and this is like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just trying to make everything count, and I love this, and it's going to be a part of my life, and I know that if I do it...
That's the book cover.
Yeah, that's the book cover. Yeah. Hey, Jay, put your shirt back on, but everything else is perfect. Or I could say, nah, I don't want to go to Little Johnny's birthday party. I'd rather play guitar. How's that going to go? Like if I can still manage my own little chaos here to fit that in there, and one of the other things I do now is I'll come up here and play for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But then I go do something for us. I make sure my wife sees me come out of this room where I invested some of my time.
Right.
Now she's going to know my secrets.
Oh, man.
And then I go do something for us.
So what you're telling me is you don't go out of the room after playing Guitar Hero, and go downstairs, turn on the TV, and watch Walking Dead for 2 hours. or binge watch?
I don't. And on my way to whatever I'm going to do for us, this is what I try to do. I try to kiss her and say, thanks for letting me play the guitar. Now, what do you think her normal response is?
No problem.
Oh, come on. You don't have to thank me. You know why? Because I do.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have to thank you.
Right.
Because I'm not stupid.
Yeah. I think that...
I have been, but I'm not.
Yeah. I love that you keep mentioning your wife, your spouse, your significant other as, we time.
Yeah.
So that time that you're spending in here is we time, because that's, you guys are a thing.
That's right.
Right?
Clicking at the hip.
Yeah.
Every Sunday night at 10. When she sits next to me, keep it clean, keep it PG.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, some of the things that I do, being an artist and loving art and making a living doing art, I kind of see my life as interwoven, kind of like a carpet. Okay.
Awesome.
So everything that I'm doing, I have a hard time. We're talking about time. I'm gonna go there for a second.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time. So when people tell me, "Aren't you excited about?" I'll be honest, man. I haven't been genuinely excited about something as much as this podcast, about coming and meeting with you, and talking.
Yeah.
Forever. And I'm gonna tell you why. So every project I have has a beginning date and an end date.
Yeah.
Right? So the due date is a lot of times kind of like a birthday party. I'm just giving them,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So you're excited for the birthday party. You're excited for they're like mini events. All my projects are like mini events.
Yes, they are.
Right?
Makes
so
sense.
they're, the client is excited to see the finished product and all, so I have to kind of imagine doing that every day. Let's say I only have 7 projects every day for 5 days a week, right? So that's 35, right? So I had to find a way, because I was trying that, and I had to find a way to reserve myself so that I wasn't wore out after doing it 7 times when I got home. Or, go hang out with my son. I'm not like, oh my God, I just had 7 parties. Now everybody wants to go play baseball at the crib, So I'm just like, no, man, or whatever. So I literally had to, make myself. I'm very reserved when it comes to delivering projects and stuff like that. And people are like, Susanna's like, you're excited. She'll tell me something like, that's going to be fun or whatever. And I'm like, yay. But I'm excited.
Yeah.
But
you're not wearing it on your sleeve.
Yeah.
Right? You're feeling it.
I'm excited. I am. It's just I have to kind of put myself in check, because I done did this 7 times that day.
Such a great point. You're numb from being happy.
Right. So numb from being happy. Yeah. So that is that interwoven carpet, my life, my work, my passion, my love. So the gym ended up being that thing I do.
Yeah.
Right?
That thing you do.
Running endurance races and challenging myself became the thing I do.
That's right.
That 3 Dunes challenge that I told you about, right, became the thing I do. So I paid money to go run the dunes, which you could probably get for free. But I'm like, man, I need to park right next to this thing because I'm wore out afterwards, right? So and the thing was, all this started, like I think we said in the last episode, all this started #40 strong.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Right. Now check this out. A little more detail on this. So I'm laying in bed when this happens. I think I was eating a Twinkie and drinking chocolate milk. I don't know, something like that. I'm exaggerating.
Metaphorically,
metaphorically, yeah. But so I'm sitting there dang, this stinks. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and my phone is literally hanging on my gut. I let it rest. I just let it rest on my gut. So after I seen this, I'm getting motivated. I said, man, there's no time like the present. I'm not gonna die like this. So I end up.
Okay, well, check it out. We got the machine working again, so we fired it back up. And we don't need to listen to that bootleg anymore. But hey, man, sometimes you got to roll with the punches, okay? So thank you for rolling with us. We love you.
I jump out of bed, and this is going to be funny. I'm like, man, I got to work out on this on the floor. I mean, I got to figure out something to do. I had like 2 20-pound dumbbells, which at the time were like, I was like, that was heavy. You know, I'm so out of shape. You know, but I wanted to do some push-ups and sit-ups, and I roll out a mat. The mat belonged to my kids. It was a Nintendo Fit, I think it was called.
Yeah.
It was the little green mat that came with Nintendo Fit.
Yeah,
on the floor. So
I forgot what that's called. Yeah.
It looked like a yoga mat, but you know, We Fit. So
We Fit.
Yeah. So I pulled out the little green We Fit mat. That's all I had. You know, so sometimes you just got to do what you have. I grabbed it. Boom, push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, you know. And at the time, it felt like so much, you know. Yeah. And I started climbing up and down stairs. That's, you know, think about it. Like 10 flights of stairs seemed like so much. I'm like, you know, at the end of some of those workouts, and I'm going somewhere with this. At the end of some of those workouts, I would literally say, man, nobody could do this. I did this 50 times. Nobody can, man, I'm doing great. Then I had to challenge myself, right? Yeah. I could have stayed there and said, that's great. I'm gonna stay there and, you know, forever do 50 sets of 10 stairs going up and down. But then I met somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I run this place over here. You want to come run with me? And I realized that there's a lot harder things than 10 flights of stairs. And there's a lot heavier objects than 10-pound dumbbells, and burpees are really hard, but burpees with a weighted vest are harder.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Next level
stuff. And those are the type of things that kind of, those were the things I do. And that kept me moving forward to try to, you know, get to that next level, which led me to running the dunes with someone, which led me to doing the 3 Dunes challenge. Wow. Which, you know, and right when I thought the first hill, it can't get any harder than this one. That was hill number 2, and then hill number 3. So those are the types of things that, like, you know, the thing I do. So those things keep me out of the woven fabric that I'm talking about, because it's so tightly woven that sometimes I get lost in there. Wow. And then I don't move forward because I'm stuck at work and doing the passion and thing I love, and that's nice and it feels good, but man, sometimes to make me who I am, for me to be the guy that I am, I need those other things. Do you need the stretch? Yes, I do. Do you need the stretch? Like I need the stretch. That pushes me, pulls me. Yeah, I do. I need the stretch. Yeah. I do too. I don't like the way it feels when I start it, or when I feel it coming. It scares me. Yes. But I've already learned that, man, I should be attracted to some of the things that scare me. Yeah. Because they always make me better. They do. It's crazy, man. Yeah. And then once you recognize, you're winning, man. If you see that in real time, if you're like, I don't want to have this conversation with this manager, or but you know what? It ain't going to get any better till I do it. Right. And I'm headed to do it right now. You know, I mean, and because think about how many times we check out, Junior, whether it be physical, whether it be the confrontation with your wife, where you're like, look, babe, I love you so much, but I care about me a little. I'm going to go do this thing, and then I'll be home. And I'm going to keep that promise. I'm going to be home at 3. Right. And then I'm going to work on the garden like you asked me. You know, I mean, it's just humongous to me. And that's awesome. You talked about climbing those mountains. Yeah. I like that. And when we were talking a little bit today, I had that picture of when you first, and you mentioned that it's almost like you're going through the, which Bruce Lee movie was it where he kept going from floor to floor? Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon, right? Yeah. Like he fights a basketball player in that movie. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah. Whose foot on his chest. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So he never knows what the next floor offers, but he just keeps going to the next floor. And then when you climbed the first mountain, right? Could you see the other mountain? Or no? Were you not geographically there? No, I couldn't. Until I got to the top and I realized that there was a bigger one. There's another. I was like, there's another one. Oh, man, there's another mountain over there. Yeah. You know, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I went to Arizona. Me and Jeff Mitchell went to Arizona to visit another friend. Oh, Jeff Mitchell. Mm-hmm. He's a good friend of mine. He went to Nashville with me. Yep.
We went to go visit a guy.
Did he play what instrument did he play?
He plays guitar. He's the very first person who ever showed me how to play a chord.
Wow.
That's my connection that's my real connection with him.
Right.
My deep one. Because he said, Jay, you can do everything, right? I'm like, well, okay, well, that's a nice thing to say. Give me a crambo, pop. I'm like, he goes, well,
near the guitar string.
Yeah, he said, maybe not this.
That's what he said.
Yeah. So we go to climb Camelback Mountain. You ever heard of Camelback Mountain?
I heard of it, yes.
Okay, it's I don't know what the elevation is. Look it up. Google it. But
do your Googles.
It's the most, I believe its coolest statistic is it's the site of the most rescues on an annual basis, like helicopter rescues.
Wow.
And all it is a trail to the top of the mountain. And if you've ever climbed a mountain, and this is just a trail, and it does get aggressive, it does get physical, and it seems like the peak is like right there. Like you can, it's very deceiving.
Yeah.
But what I remember distinctly, and Jeff will remember this too, is when we're going up, I looked at this sheer wall that was directly to my right. This was my perspective. Mm-hmm. I said, wow, I don't want to go to that peak. I want to go to the top of this. This looks crazy.
Yeah.
The peak looks so small because of the distance. My relationship with the peak was different than my relationship with the wall. I was standing next to the wall. It looked humongous and daunting. And I thought, that's my challenge. When I got to the top of the mountain, I couldn't even find the wall. We turned around. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
I'm like, wow. Like, I thought the wall was cool.
Yeah.
And when I got up here, and then I could see everything. Like, I could see bigger mountains. I could see.
Yeah.
And
I love that, man.
Hope we're still recording.
Yeah. I keep looking behind you because I'm making sure that it's still going. Wow. Wall, you couldn't even find the little wall anymore.
No. The little wall that seemed so big because I was right next to it.
Yeah.
Wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah. I think life is like that, even in our own personal lives, when we think that there's a mountain in our lives, right?
Right.
And we think, like, for me, it was, the going from my bedroom to the gym to running with a couple friends to finally going off on my own. And now, at one point, that mountain, that hill that I thought was so hard, that first mountain, it was nothing. It ended up, I look back and it's almost laughable.
Yeah,
You're like,
that's awesome.
That's nothing, It's really laughable when you see Jose Elizondo run it.
Oh, I bet. I trip him. I said, do you like that pass? I would trip him.
I wanted to a few times. Mm-hmm. So Jose, if you're listening, man, be careful next time.
I think he was doing some like warrior fitness or something like that.
Yeah, he was crushing me.
His abs don't even make sense.
Yeah, no. I seen him in a little Indian outfit. I think he was in high school. He was like the little Indian. And I'm like, he was like the mascot, the school mascot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm thinking to myself when I first saw the image, I was like, man, he airbrushed those on.
Yeah, right. That's what I get. Like when I see his abs.
Shredded. He's shredded. Yeah. If he's listening to this right now, he's on the floor doing sit-ups.
Yeah, that's how he lives.
Yeah.
Does he work out in the gym you work out in?
Nah, you know what? I see him once in a while, but he jumps from place to place. So he's out there doing some different stuff. Haven't talked to him in a little bit, but we should go for a run this summer with him. We should do the Dunes Challenge so you could experience what I'm talking about.
I want to throw up with you.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Because I didn't know that you have to eat certain things when you're trying to be, have a life where it's, you have physical activity involved in your life and you're trying to live a healthy life. I kind of jumped in and learned along the way. And at one point, man, I'm like, I stopped at Reuben's, AKA Armin's, Lake Station.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had myself like
a pizza puff.
No, I wanted that, but instead I ate like 2 chili cheese dogs.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
For the ride. Yeah.
I tasted it again after the run.
Oh, yeah. So I get there, but the funny thing is, like, I remember chewing them before I went, But after the run, when they came out whole. I don't know how that happened.
Gosh.
It was crazy. Yeah, I'm exaggerating, but still, it was super nasty.
You sucked them down though. You
Yeah. I was like, what?
And then there's no other way to eat a chili dog anyway. But
No, it was done. It was
but
gone.
not probably what they would consider a
And
good
not
pre-workout.
before. Yeah, not before 3 miles. It says 3 miles. I don't understand how it's 3 miles, but you're going up 300 feet. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like 3 miles distance.
Yeah.
But man, if you add the elevation, does that change it? Do they count for that?
It's 300 feet in elevation change.
It's high. I don't know if that's the exact number. I could look it up. Somebody do your Googles. Help me out here.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you're going up, I mean, you're going, the distance is 3 miles, but man, add the up. It has to be farther. I always say that because when I'm running 3 miles flat, it feels a lot different than running 3 mile dunes challenge.
I bet.
It's a whole another level. Yeah. So
I believe in talking yourself up, but I heard a dude bragging about being a good downhill runner. I feel like that's a stretch.
I love that.
It's like, I'm a really good downhill runner.
Yeah. I always feel like I'm going to fall flat on my face. I always do.
And eat that sand.
Yeah. Because when I was young, I was with Chisel. You remember Chisel? Okay.
Yeah.
So it was me, Chisel, a couple of my cousins and friends, and we were running down a dune, matter of fact. And I was like, man, I'm faster than this guy. So running down, I should totally crush him.
Yeah.
Except gravity, took over.
I bet he got a heck of a stride.
That's where he got me. And he kind of leaned back. I didn't know. So it was my first time running. So I leaned forward. So after about 100 feet, man, I'm going way too fast. Yeah. And then flat on my face, boom.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was bad. And he just kept going, like gliding down. I was like, oh, that's how you run
He got
dunes.
a technique.
Yeah, he got a technique. Yeah. Anytime he raced me, he always wanted to race me in water. Yeah.
Why? You got web feet? What do you have?
I never checked, but that's a good one. No, so he's really tall, so the water would reach like my thighs.
Yes.
And they would be like at his ankles.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe you.
So he'd high step and he looked like he was gone, and I'm like struggling in the water. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have a bad. I know we're running out of time here, but I got electrocuted in an adventure race this year. I blacked out.
Oh, hold on.
I blacked out.
We got to tell this story, and we got to still get to our points. But tell me, I got to hear this.
The Tough Mudder.
Okay.
Okay. The people I was running with, they didn't want to do. I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to micro machine.
No. You're good, bro.
The Tough Mudder is not a timed event. I didn't know this.
Yeah, if you pay, it's a timed event.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like another level.
Okay.
Those guys go before us.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because
yeah.
the Savage, when I did it with my daughter, it's all time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So the Tough Mudder, did you know that they have like electrified things?
No, I didn't know that they...
So my friends only wanted to do the 5K because it was their first Mudder. And mine too, but I was like, man, I kind of want to do the whole thing. But whatever, we'll get our feet wet, or I should say muddy.
Hey, where was this at? Here?
This was in Illinois,
Okay.
like somewhere, or like in Rockford.
Oh, I wanted to do that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, a couple of those events, and they have instructions on the website on how to do them properly. One of them is like the second to last obstacle is a cage about 70 feet long, maybe 80 feet long, and then it's about 20 feet wide. So about 5 of you and your buddies could run through this thing, and there's hundreds, if not 1,000 wires hanging from it. Okay? And so it's deep, right? And you got to jump over 2 or 3 rows of hay. So you're running in a puddle.
Mud, water.
Yeah, it's about ankle deep water. And electricity.
Wires of
and they're
electricity.
Like, some of them have 10,000 volts.
Some have 10,000.
Don't know how this is illegal. Not really sure.
Oh, you mean legal? How it's legal?
Yeah, I don't know how it's legal. Yes,
right.
It should be legal. I don't get it.
Illegal.
It should be
illegal.
Illegal. Right? So I'm watching people run through it, and I'm like, in my mind, it's just like a novelty. Like, it's going to be like a 9-volt battery on your tongue, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I've seen people run through it, and it doesn't look that bad.
It didn't look that bad. People scream and tell you what to do, but they tell you to run straight. It's important. Okay, so here's what happened. Here's what happened to your boy Jay Wizzle.
Oh, man.
So I'm running, and the first one that hit me I was like, that was a lot worse than that was no 9-volt battery. So I began to make my way laterally, ba-bam, 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 and I fall out. Meanwhile, there's a dude emceeing it, and he's like, oh, he's not gonna make it. He's done. Oh, Jay said, oh, you ain't calling me out. So I get up and think that I have to run back toward my lane. I run completely diagonal through this thing, and at some point, I must have grabbed 2 of those wires, and they hit me. And my wife, I blacked out, dude. Then I came to when my face was about 2 centimeters from the water. And I jumped up. And my wife, Missy, was actually crying. She's like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I don't know, because I don't remember the last 15 seconds.
Oh my god!
And then we're standing in line, and she's just looking at me, you know.
my God.
And I heard this dude. He goes, "Yeah." He said, "I don't know how to explain it. You don't like it. You just don't want it to happen again." I know. I said, I think you're right. I really have no recollection.
Jay, dude, that was the best story ever.
I don't know, man. But hey, man, I had to do it, right? Because he called me out.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to not man up right there. Not there. I just paid, like, I don't know, $55 to do this.
To run the race.
I'm going to get all the votes.
Yeah, I get it.
Man.
Oh my goodness, Jay, that was awesome story, bro.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm glad it happened to you and not me.
Yeah.
But now I know the trick. Now this is why it's important.
You got to run straight.
To go straight. Yeah. Wow. Wires crossed.
I know I grabbed a 2 of them. I could have jumped a diesel truck, man.
So what happened is it wasn't like one 10,000 volt. You just grabbed 2 5,000.
I don't know enough about electricity. It's voodoo to me. But I'm going to tell you what, right now, I got some more juice somehow.
Wow.
I did something to grab on to more juice.
So you almost hit the ground. Boom, popped up, finished.
I hit it. No, I hit it.
Oh, you hit
I
it?
bounced off the ground. But I blacked out. Like I came to right before my face hit the water. And I told my wife, I looked back, I'm like, I think I jumped over 2 rows of hay. I don't even remember that.
Oh,
like, Andy said you were going to buy me a purse, so. I don't know about that one. Yeah, no, she was crying, and, you know, but.
So she didn't do that one.
No, she
it was
skipped
you,
it.
You and Jeff.
The 2 dudes. No, this wasn't Jeff. This was me and another friend, Dave, and
okay.
He did it, and he did exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run straight with your arms crossed in front of your head, and you're supposed to scream. And I did those things in the beginning, but
he started going off.
I was surprised by the amount of voltage running through my body, or amps, whatever you want. It's probably volts. And I just bailed. I moved 10 or 12 feet to the right and fell out, and the dude called me out. Oh well, such is life. Run straight.
Okay. Run straight.
Yes,
and run hard. Run straight, run hard. Dude, there's a lesson there.
There is a lesson there. That's good. We don't need that.
All right. My God.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
So we did have some more things we wanted to capture before we wrap it up, right?
Yep.
Let me grab my glasses here. Thank God we're still recording.
Yes.
All right. So just so that we don't miss anything, is there any, let me go over these questions here. I had a question I wanted to ask you. Is there anything that you used to love to do that you decided, Junior, it was okay to let it go? Because like softball, like I said, I loved it. Yeah. But I'm like, I can't live without that. There's other things I want to hold on to reasonably. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let that one go.
Yeah. I don't know if this counts, but I'm gonna throw it out there. I think car collecting. I used to collect cars.
Wow.
I used to love cars, the old cars. I used to love them. I used to soup them up, make them look nice. I didn't go crazy. I was more of I like to keep it original guy.
Very cool, man.
Yeah. And oh God, it might have been 7-8 years ago. I got rid of my last one. Which was the first one I ever had.
That's so symbolic. Yeah. What was it?
1976 deuce and a quarter.
Oh my gosh, that's 225.
Yeah. Well, mine had a big engine in there. It had a 454. But it was a Buick. I sold it to Buick Electra. So you're
Electric
familiar with
225, right? Deuce and a quarter.
Yep, deuce and a quarter. So that car, my neighbor, I guess it was his first car in high school.
Oh my gosh.
He loved it. Mine was a 2-door coupe.
Oh my Lord.
Yep. It was like money green with white leather interior. It was sick.
Yeah.
Some guy had bought the car originally and kept it. He drove it only on Sundays. Let's see what. He's like, I'm about to freak out. That must have just happened right now.
It did. I'm sorry about this. Guess what I asked for Christmas? Oh, it's still rolling.
Okay.
It's still rolling.
So I ended up.
I'll splice that.
Okay. So I ended up. Yeah. I noticed you did that on some of the stuff.
Yeah.
That was cool. So I noticed that. Anyway. So the car. So some guy in Gary knew my uncle. He bought the car. He would only drive it on Sundays, and I was 18 years old looking for a first car. I get there and this thing's immaculate. I'm like, I don't even want to drive that thing. Like, I wanted to keep it for a Sunday car. Nobody's ever been in the back seat. Like,
what?
Yeah, he was an older man. I think he was already retired, so he was well past his retirement. Mm-hmm. The car was a Len Pollock Custom, which Len Pollock Buick was on Route 20.
Oh my gosh.
In Gary. You know that if you're driving towards Gary, there's that there's that car dealership that has like that round.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, and I had the little shields that said Len Pollock Custom.
You still had them on there, the badging?
The little badging, yeah. Oh, dude, this thing was mint. And I decided I was okay with letting that part of me go.
Yeah. Which could have taken time.
It took a lot of time.
Because of cleaning.
Everything. Yeah, just working on them.
Yeah,
just took a lot of time.
Yeah, they're not going to maintain themselves.
Nope. So I was okay with that. So yeah, that was something for me. You got something?
Awesome.
Besides softball?
Yeah, I mean.
That was good.
I don't really think my wife's good to me, man. She gets it. Like if I tell her, and I'm sure there's some give and take, right? I mean, she's running now, and I support her when she does that kind of stuff, and I wouldn't have it any other way, right? Because I want her to know, like, I can't stand. I think it's a bad thing, Fernando, when life is all about one of the two people.
Yeah,
I've seen it, right? I've seen like the result of two people's lives,
independence
being because
a relationship is not independence.
It's so right. It's. I just don't think it's destined. Even if it doesn't fail, it's basically going to be in failure mode.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to be stuck in.
Won't that suck?
In that mode.
Won't that suck living in a life like that?
Yeah, it will. It's.
Yeah.
You know, or here's the other thing that happens. Man, you had a great time. It was all about you, and now you got a minivan that's broken down, and you got 2 kids, and she's got to figure her life out, you know. Yeah. And it's like, wow. Yeah. I mean, like, we should have been helping her figure out her life together because she deserved that too, you know. And it just lends itself to a lot of. It's an opportunity for the enemy to sneak into your relationship, and it's unnecessary.
Yeah. I like that, and I think that's why I made reference to it earlier. I like the we, us.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, our time. You know, our car. Is that car in the garage really?
So I really liked when she drive it. I'd see my buddies. I post that she's driving it because my wife's hot, man. When she's in that car, you know. And then,
because you really like the car, so then when the one you love gets in the car,
I'm like, dude, this is.
You hit the lotto.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, that. I'm like, mine. All of it's mine. What's in it? What's out?
I can see what your face, your face says it all. That's awesome.
And then, but she hit a pothole one time, and she ruled herself out of driving it, and I told her that's unnecessary, you know, but. You know, I just said, just never, ever, ever, ever do it again.
Ever. Did I say ever?
No, it was like groundhog. But so she really doesn't drive the car. She does think now that it's a little bit annoyingly loud because every couple of years we've done things to it, right? Yeah. And now it goes from nice car to NASCAR in 2 seconds, man. It's obnoxious. Yeah. I won't even drive it. I won't do that to I won't start it in the morning.
Because your neighbors?
Not till after 10 a.m. I ain't starting that car till after 10. I just can't do it to them.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're not the guy that cuts the grass at 6 a.m.
No. Mm-mm.
Awesome. No. I didn't think you were. I was just I'm throwing that
they
out there
exist.
for Willie 259 that's listening.
He's like, man, I didn't know that was disrespectful.
It's 6 a.m, Willie.
Yeah, I've been up for 3 hours waiting on the paper. I used to deliver papers
Yeah.
around
Your neighborhood?
around Camp 133 there. That
Yeah.
I don't know what the name of that. What is that? The name of that street back there. You can see the train bridge behind it. Not far from where the Oteros live, like the loop next to the Oteros.
Man, I love that.
That area is a cool area,
Yeah.
right? I used to deliver papers there.
So I don't know if you know about this, man. I'm trying to think of what they called that area. God, we're going long, but I don't care because it's so worth it. This part, I don't even know. It doesn't even go with probably what we're talking about. But you're gonna loop it up and
Loop
around.
it up.
Yep. So we could use this for something else if you don't want.
Yeah.
But this is cool. So if you go down the Otero, then there's a thing that says "Do not trespass." There's like this little trail.
Yes.
So I used to take the little trail, and then if you go off to the left, there's like a guy's house with a dog, but you have to run through his property, and you had to get through his property to get to. We called it Paradise Trails,
Oh, that's so cool.
and back everything was clay, and it looked like you could ride your BMX back there.
What?
It's still there.
Are you kidding me?
You had to go
It's
down
petrified.
across a little creek, and then you go up the hill, and then Paradise Trails, man. Which is somewhere behind River Forest High School.
Kids don't get caught there now.
Yeah, I'm throwing this out there. Yeah, yeah. But no, it's beautiful. There was an old train bridge, and I used to graffiti that whole entire train bridge.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture of that. I bet you there's still your graffiti is still over there.
How do you get? I mean, I'm terrified to go because it literally says you'll be shot if you go there.
Yeah, but you weren't shot.
No, I wasn't. Well, I was.
You were fast.
I
ran some buckshot. Yeah.
So, but yeah, Paradise. So you never seen that back there?
I never saw that back there. I would always.
Now they do ATV.
Do they
type
really go
stuff
back
there? Yeah.
Wow.
You got to check it
Without
out.
getting chased by the popo?
Man, once you get past the guy's house in the creek, you're good. Ain't nobody finding you. Nobody's finding you back
Those
there.
Those places still exist. Even, you just have to know where they're at.
Yeah, and we call it, that was like the Paradise Trails. And I remember I was 10th, 11th grade, man. I've got a red line.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I don't even know if it was real, but I had one.
Man, it's okay.
Yeah. And I really wanted to go race it with all my friends.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Everybody had their dyno. I was like the only guy that had a red line. I was like, it was off. Everybody had GT Haros. You remember the Haros?
I remember.
The Haros.
Haros.
The Diamondback. I love that one.
The original Mongoose, not the one from Kmart.
No,
I'm sorry.
The original Mongoose. Yeah, so it was good times, man.
Yep.
So the things we do. I guess I let that go too, man. I used to love BMX.
Yeah. Me and Ryder did it a few years ago.
Yeah.
Indoor over here.
Yeah. And
he wasn't into it. So it's cool, but we did it for one winter. I loved it.
you were either on a bike or on a motorcycle or like that was your thing.
I didn't really have it though. I saw them kids. I thought, man, you know how I'm like, man, I bet I'm like 5 feet in the air when I go up there. I'm like 6 inches in the air. I feel like it's different, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little older. I don't want to admit it.
No.
I still want to think I'm an Xer, but But hey, man, it was exciting how much of a workout I get. Oh yeah, I had
in
it.
your age class.
Thank you.
You were at least 1 inch higher than the guy next to you. That's a lot.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm
No doubt
saying?
about it.
Yeah, so that's cool, man. I'm glad that we had another day together, another time.
It was a good episode, and
yeah,
and
you stayed so calm.
Yeah,
I love that, man. Even though audio went out.
I'm gonna get creative. I'm gonna pull that audio.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna be easy,
out,
but
but you were really smart, and you've been recording through the GoPro. Yeah. And so the audio might not sound amazing for this episode, but the content, man, you can't beat it.
I agree. It's worthy of whatever it's gonna take. To pull it out, and this was a great episode of the Mental Edge.
Yeah, and I appreciate.
We've been here so long. My dog is knocking on the door.
Yeah, he's like, "Come on." I appreciate everyone that stayed with us, tuned in, shares this conversation that me and Jay will have, and if you like it, share it with your friends. If you get something from it, share it with somebody, and stay tuned. We got some more coming up.
I think our next episode Maybe we'll make them wait for it a little bit. It'll be a recap episode, right?
Oh,
maybe we'll remix it and talk about what we've talked about.
Yes.
All right, just so that we can keep a rhythm even for ourselves.
I like it. Good job.
All right, buddy. It was great, and thanks for listening to the Mental Edge.
Yep.
Well, all right, that'll just about wrap it up. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mental Edge Podcast. Your host, Fernando Lopez Jr.
Oh, he's so handsome.
And his trusty sidekick, Jay Casey.
Hey, that's me.
Seriously appreciate you spending time with us tonight. Remember, if you like this content, the most flattering thing you can do is like and share it, and then tune in for
episode number 5.